remember the night Emily promised me she'd never lie again. "Alex, I swear, no more secrets. You're the only one I want to be honest with," she said, looking me straight in the eyes. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to hold on to that promise like a lifeline. Because, honestly, I was tired of doubting her. But here I am, staring at this hotel keycard on the kitchen counter. It's not mine. I know that much. "Emily, what's this?" I asked, voice steady even though my heart was pounding. She looked up, a little startled, then forced a smile. "Oh, that? Just something I forgot from a work trip. It's nothing." "Work trip?" I echoed, trying to keep calm. "You never told me about any trip this week." She shrugged, avoiding my eyes. "It was last minute. You know how busy things get." I wanted to trust her, I really did. But something in her tone didn't sit right. My mind raced back to the night she was late coming home, her phone buzzing in the dark when she thought I was asleep. "Emily, please be honest with me," I said softly. "If there's something going on, just tell me." She hesitated, then whispered, "I'm sorry, Alex. I didn't mean to hurt you." Her words hit me, but so did the silence between us. I felt torn, hopeful she was telling the truth, yet suspicious because of that key card. I didn't know what to believe anymore. I picked up the card again, turning it over in my hand. The cold plastic felt heavier than it should. Why did she leave this here? And who else was involved? "Emily, can we talk?" I said, trying to keep my voice calm, but my hands trembled slightly as I held the hotel key card between us. She glanced up from her phone, a quick smile flashing on her lips. "Sure, what's on your mind?" "This key card. You said it was from a work trip, right?" Her smile faltered, but only for a second. "Yeah, just from last month. I must have forgotten it here." I nodded slowly, but a cold knot tightened in my stomach. "You never mentioned that trip before. Why?" She looked away, biting her lip. I didn't think it was important. I tried to believe her, but every late-night buzz from her phone came rushing back. I remembered the way she'd smirk at some texts, closing her screen too fast when I looked over. "Emily, why do you seem so distant lately? You used to tell me everything." Her eyes darted around the room. "I'm just stressed with work. You know how it is." I wasn't so sure. Mark said I should watch for signs. Maybe he's right. "Mark?" She raised an eyebrow. "Yeah, he's my coworker. Always looking out for me." Later, I called Mark. "You think Emily's hiding something?" He was blunt. "Alex, trust your gut. People don't just act cold or dodge questions for no reason." Maybe I'm just being paranoid. Maybe, but better safe than sorry. I hung up, staring at the keycard again. The doubt was growing like a shadow behind her smile. I wanted to trust Emily, but now I didn't know if I could. I waited until Emily left for work before I did something I never thought I would. I unlocked her phone. My hand shook as I typed her password, a mix of hope and dread flooding me. Then I found it. Messages. To someone named David. Reading those texts was like a punch to my gut. "Miss you so much. Can't wait to see you tonight," one read. Another, "Last night was perfect. I wish I could stay forever." I swallowed hard, disbelief twisting inside me. How long had this been going on? Why didn't she tell me? When she got home, I threw the phone on the table. "Explain this." Her face drained of color. "Alex, I didn't want you to find out like this." "Find out like this? You've been lying to me," I said, voice cracking. "Who's David?" She looked away, tears brimming. "It's complicated. He's not just some guy." "Not just some guy? Then what? How long?" She hesitated, then whispered, "A few months. I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you." "Why?" My chest tightened. "Why keep it from me?" "I was scared," she said, voice breaking. "I didn't know how to tell you." I wanted to scream, to shout, to throw everything across the room. But all I could do was sit there, shattered. "Can you forgive me?" she asked, voice barely audible. I stared at her, torn between anger and the love I still felt. "I don't know," I admitted. "I don't know if I can." Her apology felt like smoke, there, but slipping through my fingers. The betrayal cut deep. And now, I had a choice, to forgive or to fight back. But my heart was broken, and nothing felt certain anymore. I sat across from Mark at our usual coffee spot, the weight of everything pressing down on me. I don't know what to do, Mark. Part of me just wants to walk away quietly, but another part, I stopped, unable to finish. Mark leaned in, eyes sharp. Another part wants justice, right? You can't just let her hurt you and move on like nothing happened. I'm scared, I admitted. If I fight back, I might become the bad guy. Mark shook his head. You're not the villain for standing up for yourself. But you have to be smart. Play it like a game of chess. A game? I chuckled bitterly. Feels more like a war I'm losing. Not if you control the moves. Find a way to expose her without losing yourself. That night, I started planning. I kept my voice calm when Emily asked what I was up to, just figuring things out. But I noticed her walls cracking. She grew distant, defensive when I asked simple questions. Why are you so cold lately? She shrugged, avoiding my gaze. Maybe you're imagining things. I wasn't. Mark's words echoed in my mind. This wasn't just about revenge. It was about reclaiming control over my life. When Emily snapped, why can't you just trust me? I held my ground. Because trust is earned. And right now, I'm done being the fool. The game had begun. I wasn't sure if I was winning or losing, but I refused to stay silent any longer. I heard from a friend at Emily's work that she's been acting strange, distracted, nervous, like she's carrying a heavy secret. I didn't ask for details, but it didn't surprise me. Karma has a way of catching up. One night, Mark told me, David isn't who you think. Heard he's been using her, playing his own game. I wanted to believe Emily was the victim, but the more I learned, the less clear it all became. I caught myself remembering the good times, the laughter, the late-night talks, the way she used to look at me like I mattered. Those memories stabbed deep. Why did you do it, Emily? I whispered one night, alone in my apartment. Why lie to me? No answer came, only silence. Emily's walls started crumbling. She looked tired, worn out, as if guilt was eating her alive. I felt a strange mix of relief and sadness. Relief because justice was quietly unfolding, but sadness because the pain still clung to me. Mark checked in. You're getting stronger, Alex. You're not the same broken guy. I nodded. I'm trying. But the anger's still there. Good. Don't lose that fire. Just don't let it burn you. I stared out the window, thinking of Emily and David, both unraveling in their own ways. I realized I didn't need to rush revenge. Karma was whispering softly, doing its work while I focused on rebuilding myself. Step by step, I was healing, even if the scars would never fully fade. I heard from a friend at Emily's work that she's been acting strange, distracted, nervous, like she's carrying a heavy secret. I didn't ask for details, but it didn't surprise me. Karma has a way of catching up. One night, Mark told me, David isn't who you think. Heard he's been using her, playing his own game. I wanted to believe Emily was the victim, but the more I learned, the less clear it all became. I caught myself remembering the good times, the laughter, the late-night talks, the way she used to look at me like I mattered. Those memories stabbed deep. Why did you do it, Emily? I whispered one night, alone in my apartment. Why lie to me? No answer came, only silence. Emily's walls started crumbling. She looked tired, worn out, as if guilt was eating her alive. I felt a strange mix of relief and sadness. Relief because justice was quietly unfolding, but sadness because the pain still clung to me. Mark checked in. You're getting stronger, Alex. You're not the same broken guy. I nodded. I'm trying. But the anger's still there. Good. Don't lose that fire. Just don't let it burn you. I stared out the window, thinking of Emily and David, both unraveling in their own ways. I realized I didn't need to rush revenge. Karma was whispering softly, doing its work while I focused on rebuilding myself. Step by step, I was healing, even if the scars would never fully fade. I sat across from Mark, staring at my coffee but not drinking it. I don't know if I should see her again, I admitted. Part of me wants to confront Emily one last time, but another part just wants to walk away for good. Mark nodded slowly. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is the right thing. What do you want, Alex? I swallowed. I want peace. Revenge feels hollow. I'm tired of being angry. Mark's voice softened. Then don't waste your energy on her anymore. Focus on yourself. Later that day, Emily called. Her voice was shaky. Alex, I've changed. Please let me explain. I hesitated, then said, I'm not the same person I was before. I've learned a lot about myself. Can we meet? Just one last time. I don't think that's a good idea, I said firmly. I need to move forward, not look back. She was silent for a moment. I'm sorry for everything. I hope you find peace too, I replied. After the call, I felt a strange calm. I realized I was growing stronger, not because of her, but despite her. Mark smiled when I told him, That's the Alex I know. I smiled back, feeling lighter than I had in months. The pain was still there, but it didn't control me anymore. I was ready to rebuild my life, one step at a time. No more looking back. Just forward. I wasn't planning to dig any deeper. I told myself to move on, to let the past stay buried. But then Mark called me, voice low but urgent. Alex, you need to see this. What now? I asked, already tired. There's something about Emily's work that's off. It's bigger than you think. Curiosity won. I checked the files Mark sent me, contracts, emails, proof Emily had been hiding business deals that put me at risk. Lies that went beyond just her and David. When I confronted her, I stayed calm. Emily, I found everything. Her face went pale. Alex, please, it's not what it looks like. It looks like betrayal. Not just to me, but to my career, my future. She stammered, but I held up a hand. Save it. Mark stood beside me, steady and silent, my reminder of strength. I decided to go public, not with anger, but with facts. A statement, clear and composed. No insults, no revenge. Just truth. Afterwards, Emily's world started to crumble. Colleagues distanced themselves. Contracts were cancelled. She faced the fallout she deserved. Mark clapped me on the back. You handled that like a pro. I nodded, feeling a quiet power settle inside me. This wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about reclaiming my life with dignity. Emily's downfall wasn't my triumph to celebrate. It was a reminder of how far I'd come. I looked ahead, free from the weight of lies and betrayal. This was my moment. I was finally the master of my own fate.